And welcome to the K-Files. I'm Sandra Smith, and this is
JP Barnes.
JP
in
Barnes.
the flesh.
Yes, that's right. And we are with you for the next hour to talk about some unsolved murders and cases that we think may be of interest to you. I was sent a case yesterday. Yes, it's from California, but I want to talk about what happened. It could happen anywhere. I mean, this was in California, but it could just happen anywhere. So we'll talk about that shortly. But let's talk a little bit about the K-Files itself, the Team Cold case, which is a nonprofit arm that the K-Files is under. And what we do is ask you for tips. And we have a pot of money, and we'll be glad to pay you cash money, and that's what this is all about. We just need help solving crimes, and we need the public's help. Law enforcement says you are their best resource. Mm-hmm. So the numbers on the bottom of the screen, we have you can call Crime Stoppers, or you can you can do text to tip. There's all kinds of ways that you can anonymously give tips on cases that you may know something about. And if it's on your heart, it's going to bother you long enough that one day you're going to say, I just need to get this off my chest. Mm-hmm. And this happened recently. There is someone that's calling in tips because she or he, whichever it may be, in a particular case is saying, I have carried this long enough. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah.
So, anyway, the case from California that bothered me so much was the headline, Police Search for Suspect Who Shot Los Angeles County Deputy in the Back. Come on now. In the back, coward. Mm-hmm. I mean, really. That's just unreal. Los Angeles County Sheriff's Deputy Samuel Aspiro was shot once in the back when he was stopped at a red light while on his department-issued motorcycle in West Covina, California, which is right there at Los Angeles. Authorities continued searching Monday night for a suspect who shot a Los Angeles County Sheriff's Deputy in the back at a stoplight near the 10 freeway in West Covina. Deputy Samuel Aspiro was 43 years old and shot once in the back at 2:45 p.m. while stopped at a red light on a department-issued motorcycle at Barranca Street and East Garvey Avenue. All of those logistics don't matter to us because we don't know where they are. But L.A. County Sheriff Robert Luna said at a news conference, he said, Aspiro was in uniform and wearing a bulletproof vest.
Probably saved his life.
Was transported to a local hospital and was stable. You're probably right. The bulletproof vest he was wearing absolutely saved his life. What kind of person shoots another person in the back? I could think of a lot of names for that. To me, that's the worst of the worst. And that's quotes from the sheriff.
Yeah.
I mean, that is just terrible. But listen to this. Deputies are continuing to search for the suspect, who they believe was in a white sedan, so they know what kind of car, tinted windows, headed westbound on 10 freeway from Barranca. Right now, there is somebody out there armed with a firearm who shot one of our deputies in the back. And if he's willing to do that, I'm sure he's willing to shoot at anybody else,
he will.
too. That's
yes,
right.
They will.
Exactly. He makes a comment. Let's see. He was a married father of two, sad.
But he's okay. Or
he's
in
okay.
Stable condition.
Yes, he's in stable condition. But let's see. There was something about the public. I'll find it in a minute, y'all. Well, this could have been so much worse, and it is a reminder to all of us that our deputies put their lives on the line every day to protect our communities. I stand ready to support the sheriff as he and his deputies work to bring the person responsible to justice. Okay, here's what I wanted to relay to you. This is so true. You, the public, are our eyes and ears.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're saying. And that's what we say to you every week. You are the eyes and ears. And you're the best resource that the law enforcement could have. So, anyway, I thought that was well said.
It is. It is.
That's why we need information coming forward so that we can look at every angle. Our intent is we're going to catch them, but we need your help. So we say that so many times on this show. That's the reason I wanted to bring it up, bring that case up. All law enforcement, no matter where they are, California, wherever, pleads to the public for these cases all the time. So, anyway.
I was on the way in this morning, and, Freddie Howell's been on a time or two.
Yes.
He was on 98.5, the big dog, this morning here locally.
Right.
The county commissioners are looking at doing a cost of living pay adjustment for all Nash County employees.
Mm-hmm.
Something that I wasn't aware of is even with the cost of living adjustment that they're proposing for 911, telecommunicators, EMS employees, and Nash County, they're still going, these particular employees are going to be behind what local counties are paying the same employees. Prior to the election, I was on here telling you how Mount Pleasant Rescue is being closed from time to time. Well, now it has actually expanded. It's spilled over, and now at times there are multiple EMS stations closed in Nash County. And
that's
so
scary.
Now it's not just Mount Pleasant. It is Westmount. It's other places in Rocky Mount, in Westmount, in Dorches. Different EMS stations are closed. When you pick the phone up, when you walk into a restaurant and it says, hey, be kind to our staff, we're short-staffed.
Right.
So, when you go in and you sit down and there's a delay, you're cool with it because you're aware that there's a staffing issue. Well, you don't know when you pick the phone up and dial 911 that there's a staffing issue.
Right. The only thing you're thinking about is I need help.
I need help right now.
Right.
And you don't want to hear, look, we're not responding from a local EMS station. We're having to come across 45 minutes away to get to you. We don't mind paying taxes. I don't mind paying taxes. I don't mind my taxes going up.
Right.
Okay, I don't. I really don't. But I don't want to hear that there's a delay because of staffing issues.
Absolutely.
With fire, EMS, or law enforcement in an emergency situation. And they were saying this morning that, look, so now we're looking at 2 EMS stations closed at times. And they're looking at losing 15 EMS employees right now that are looking at walking off the job. If they have 15 EMS employees walk off the job in Nash County, I'm telling you right now, you're looking at 4 EMS stations closed at all times in Nash County.
That is critical.
Your public safety is in jeopardy.
That is very
critical. You better
critical.
pick the phone up, call Nash County. You better tell the county to pay these employees like they need to be paid. And all these employees are saying is, look, Franklin County's paying more. Wake County's paying more. Edgecombe County's paying more. Johnston County's. All these people are asking for is to be paid comparable salaries to the counties. I don't think that's asking too much.
No.
It's not. Because these employees are getting trained in Nash County. They're leaving and going to work in Franklin, and you can't blame them. See, back in the day, a difference in salary of $1,000, $2,000, that's no big deal. People would stay here in Nash County. But when they're paying $8,000, $10,000, $12,000 more to go to work in Franklin County, these people are leaving.
I know.
And
Well,
it's telecommunication, it's everything. And you cannot blame these employees.
no,
You can't
you
blame
certainly
them at all.
cannot. Wow.
But anyway,
That does get kind of
I
scary.
wasn't aware it was as even that bad as what it is. And from what I understand, I think WREL is involved. I think they're
Wow.
about to do a big story on it. And, you know, it's also embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
It's very embarrassing. When you say Franklin County and you say maybe I don't know what Halifax makes, but
Yeah.
Halifax and Franklin and some of the, now Wake, you know, I kind of get, Wake is not to me in the same category. But when you're saying Franklin and Edgecombe and Halifax and all of that, and Nash cannot keep up with that, I'm pretty disappointed. I am really pretty disappointed. And you know, you want EMS services when you need them. I mean, why are you paying taxes?
Yeah.
You know, why are you paying all these taxes? And like you said, I don't mind paying taxes,
I don't. I don't mind a bit.
but I want my services.
And, you know, the county commissioners that are currently there serving, they said, look, we are in an outstanding financial shape. Okay, if we're currently in an outstanding financial shape or condition, why aren't these people being compensated? I'm not saying overly just fairly compensated
Right.
for what they're doing for the citizens of Nash County.
And they, you know, EMS, I mean,
It's one of the things you don't think about until you pick that phone up and you need them right now.
That's right.
And you want them to come.
That's exactly right. So, well, we hope things will change. We hope the county will see fit to do something about it, because we have some really good quality EMS workers and we do not need to lose them.
Yeah.
Absolutely good. Westmount, Coopers, Nashville, Dorches, all quality departments.
I want these people to know from
and
me.
then yours at the southern end of
Yeah.
the county as well.
Thank them for what they do.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate it. I've been there. I know what you're going through. It feels like you're in a thankless position, but thank you all for what you do. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and take a break before we get started on cases, and we'll be right back with you. Okay, and welcome back to the K-Files. We will get into some cases now.
Okay. This first case, we have limited information, but we're going to share what we've got. This case is from July 14th, 2016. Robert James Battle. Again, July 14th, 2016. Mr. Battle was found shot in a vehicle on Eagles Terrace in Rocky Mount.
Eagles Terrace is in North Green.
Okay.
It is the road that turns right in front of the country club. It's not in the direction of the country club, but right across the road from the country club is that road.
Okay.
So
All right.
if you know of anything that with Robert James Battle on Eagles Terrace, let us know. That's about all we know.
The next case we've talked about numerous times. It's had a lot of publicity over the years.
And we had a phone call about this from a family member that is very concerned about this case.
And you know, this is another one of those cases that's on a holiday. Christmas Eve, 2016, December 24th, 2016. Quadruple homicide. Tammy Pierce, Shelby Outland, Paul Pierce, Nicole Privet. Police responded to a welfare check on Banks Lane in Wilson, North Carolina. Upon arrival, they found that all four had been shot and killed inside the residence. You know, the newspapers down in Wilson have done story after story highlighting this over the years. I forgot we had a call on this.
We did. We
not too
had a
long ago.
call, and it was a family member. As a matter of fact, I think Tammy Pierce is her daughter, and she was very concerned. She says that she's not satisfied that the sheriff's department is not getting back with her. She said she don't even, but we don't know that they're working the case or not. We can't say that. You can't say that because they're not going to tell you every little thing. I mean, it will, it could hinder the investigation. So they can't tell you certain things. So we don't know whether they're working on the case or not. I'm sure they are. It's one of their unsolved murders.
Yeah.
Four of their unsolved murders.
But like the Jeff Cobb case, what we can tell you is a tip, a small tip, can reinvigorate, kickstart an investigation, and bring it back to
That's right.
the surface and getting it worked. So if you know anything about this, you know a rumor about it, anything you know about this quadruple homicide in Wilson, look, share that tip, share what you know. It could be just what Wilson's looking to, what they need to break this case.
Well, this is the lady that called and said, it says police responded to a welfare check. She said it wasn't a welfare check. They were called to the scene. She said, I don't know how they can say it's a welfare check. That was her big concern.
Well, she may not understand this, but like if I've not heard from someone in a day or two or whatever, and I call 911 and say, look, I haven't heard from my mom or my brother or my sister, can you go by and basically just check on them? Okay, when they dispatch that or they record that call, it's actually recorded as a welfare check. And she may not understand that.
Right.
The only way it would not have been a welfare check is if they happen to roll up on this and discover it, and I find that hard to do with them being inside the home.
Right.
So it makes me think that somebody did report a welfare check. Otherwise, Wilson would have never known to have gone there.
Right.
And it's probably just she doesn't understand that.
Right, probably so. But if you know anything about this case, it was Christmas Eve, and it almost had to be somebody that knows the people, to me.
I would agree, yeah.
I mean, I don't think it was a home invasion type thing. I think they were after somebody in that house.
For them to take the lives of everybody that was there.
Yes.
That means this person was really concerned that they could identify
them.
Which makes me think, hey, they may know them. They probably know them.
That's right.
Know them well. And that was probably reasoning for, killing everyone.
That's exactly right. Okay.
This next case is Orlando Flowers. This case is from February 5th, 2017. Orlando L. Flowers was leaving a residence at 811 Arlington Street in Rocky Mount after watching the Super Bowl with some friends. When he exited the residence, he was shot several times and killed in front of the residence.
I think there was a girlfriend involved here.
Well, you would think that if they were having a Super Bowl party with friends, I would assume multiple friends.
Yes.
The moment he walked out the door, he was shot. Hopefully they were able to provide vehicle description, suspect information, direction, much more information than what's printed
what
here.
We have.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What we've made available to the public.
Well, I don't know. I do remember that this case, I think Lyndall knew that there was, a girlfriend situation, an ex-boyfriend suspect.
Okay.
An ex-boyfriend, and probably the boyfriend was in the house at the Super Bowl party or whatever. So that kind of situation. But evidently they have not been able to pin him as, as the one. Okay.
This next case is from March 11th, 2017, and I'm going to try this name, Alcindor Wardrick, at approximately 12:50 a.m. EMS and Rocky Mount Police were dispatched to the scene of a man found unresponsive on Short Street in Rocky Mount. They arrived to find Mr. Alcindor Wardrick unresponsive and suffering from a gunshot wound. According to reports, Mr. Wardrick was found by his cousin when he returned from the store. He was last known to be alive at around midnight. Again, March 11th, 2017, Alcindor Wardrick, around 12:50 a.m., they found Mr. Wardrick unresponsive from a gunshot wound. We don't have an exact address, just somewhere on Short Street there in Rocky Mount. Found by his cousin. He had gone, his cousin had returned from the store.
He was wheelchair bound.
Okay.
That's terrible.
Mr. Wardrick was wheelchair bound due to paraplegia. It is not sure if robbery was the motive, but according to records, he was in possession of 60 cents, a metal ring, a credit card, a lanyard with keys on it, a brown-like satchel around his neck that was empty.
Wow.
So he had no paper currency. I mean, robbery could have been. He may have been robbed.
Could have been, because I can't think of any other reason why you would shoot this man in a wheelchair. A paraplegic man in a wheelchair. I mean, how common. Just how common. Of course, it's always common if you kill somebody, but still, this is bad. Yeah, if that's all he had left was 60 cents or whatever, then...
Well, now, if you're carrying something around your neck like a satchel, you've got something in it near and dear. It might be paper currency, it might be something of value to you.
True.
For it to be empty, makes me think that it, it was probably robbery.
Well, if you know anything about Mr. Wardrick, please, on Short Street, that's right off of Cokie Road, isn't it? Pretty sure it's right off of Cokie Road.
I can't place Short Street. You talking about towards like Wooten Marina Way?
I think it's right down there where Josh Bullock's used to be.
Okay.
Because we did a filming down there one time for something years ago. And the reason it's called Short Street, I think it was only a block or two long. A block. One little block.
Speaking of Josh Bullock's, there was a recipe somebody posted on Facebook a week or two ago about Josh Bullock's barbecue sauce. Oh. They claim that they used to, their mother or grandmother used to work there. They published it.
They published it?
Yeah, I went home and I said, ain't no way this is it. And I'm telling you, I made some. And if it ain't exactly, it's mighty close.
I can't believe that lady would be posting it because I buy it from her.
Oh, well.
I buy from her. She'll call me when she makes a batch, and I'll go get 10 quarts of it at a time because she don't make it, that often.
And it might not be the same one.
And I wonder if it's the same one because her relative worked and made it for Josh Bullock.
Well, it was posted on a Rocky Mount Facebook page, and I screenshotted it. And like I say, I made it.
Well, I'd like to see after the show. I'd like to see who posted that. And see if it was my contact.
Well, it was. It's some good stuff.
It is really good. It's one of our barbecue sauces of choice. I don't like it for ribs because you want a sweeter sauce for that. But oh my gosh, on chicken and everything,
on chicken,
you best believe it.
I can remember going in there as a child, and that crispy fried chicken would just soak up this sauce. Absolutely.
Good stuff. I'm glad you told me that.
Good stuff. This next case is from April 30th, 2017. Timothy Arrington. Around 9 p.m. on April 30th, 2017, Rocky Mount Police was called to a shooting at 428 St. Paul Street in Rocky Mount. Timothy Arrington was in a vehicle with two others in the driveway of 428 St. Paul Street. When Arrington exited the vehicle, another vehicle pulled up and the occupant fired shots at Arrington. Arrington was pronounced deceased on the scene. The other two that were in the vehicle were not hurt in the shooting. You would think that there would have been enough evidence here to kind of,
right,
make an arrest, but
oh yeah,
because you got two eyewitnesses, suspect vehicle.
Absolutely.
If they knew the shooter anyway.
Right. St. Paul Street, I don't know where it's at, but it probably is pretty close to Paul Street, wouldn't you think? Like a little street off of Paul Street. I'm not sure, but that only kind of makes sense. But anyway, if you know anything, we have some cash money that we would like to pay you within 48 hours. You don't have to go to court. None of that. Just if it's upon arrest. So if you could call one of the numbers, 406-6736. Somebody knows something about this. So please give us a call. Give the police department a call. Call the hotline, 406-6736, or call 977-1111. There it is right there. However you want to do it. We don't care how you do it, and we don't care who you are. If you have a tip, we want it. Law enforcement would like to have it. You never know when your tip is going to be the one that just busts the case wide open. So, or takes the case in a different direction that they didn't think about. So, anyway.
This next case is from August 10th, 2017. Robert Lynch. Robert Lynch. He was 44 years old at the time. Early morning hours, shot to death outside of 152 Tony Circle in Rocky Mount. Someone found Robert Lynch laying outside with gunshot wounds and dialed 911 to report it. Again, Robert Lynch, August 10th, 2017, found shot outside 152 Tony Circle in Rocky Mount. Found laying outside with gunshots.
Wow.
And I don't know where Tony Circle is. Robert Lynch, 44. That's,
Well, here's another one. I don't know where Tony Circle is, but early morning. I dare say how many cases in this book would not be in this book if some of these people had been in the house at night when they should have been. Yeah. And not roaming the streets at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., midnight.
I can remember being a kid on Old Wilson Road, Blandwood Drive. My mama would say, when the street lights is on, it's time for you to be at the house.
That's right. That's exactly right.
And the last thing you wanted was your mama riding around looking.
That's right. That's exactly right. So, anyway, if you know anything about Robert Lynch, we got to go to break. We'll be right back with you right after this. And welcome back to the K-Files. We're talking about an interesting thing on the break about cruises and how many people jump overboard and never found. Some are recovered, but don't think about it.
Bad way to go. I could think of a lot of other. Number one, I'm not going to do it, but I could think of a lot better ways to do something like that.
Right.
I was telling earlier, there's a lot of things going on this weekend and in the next few weeks. In Spring Hope, they're having like a car show, and the fire department is doing a fundraiser, hot dogs and things like that. You got the Blooming Festival coming up.
Oh yeah, we've been
That's
talking
always,
a lot about that.
there's the
Oh, there it
classic
is,
car
yeah.
show. So the fire department's going to be doing hot dogs. Please, if you're around the Spring Hope area this weekend, go by, get a hot dog, look at some classic cars. They would greatly appreciate it. It's this Saturday, from 10 a.m. until sold out downtown in Spring Hope.
Well, that'll be a nice little thing.
Yeah.
We filmed a car thing down there one time. It was very nice.
You know, they've always got something going on in Spring Hope, always. And the Blooming Festival is always Mother's Day weekend, and it's right around the corner too.
That's exactly
That's
right.
what, 2 weeks away.
Yes, May 9th.
Yeah. So, you know, make plans to kind of get to the Blooming Festival.
And we've been telling everybody, Easton Corbin, I mean, you have to pay to see him. I mean, he is a Nashville artist, and he is going to be free. This is your opportunity for a free concert with Easton Corbin.
I have not been to the Blooming Festival in probably 10 years. I hate to say that.
You're missing out. I get my chair every year, and we go sit down there on a Saturday night and listen to the beach band.
Do they still do it in front of the courthouse?
Yeah.
Okay.
I usually put my chair right there in front of the county building, administrative building.
Okay.
The stage is right there in front of the admin building. Yeah, and it's just such a nice event. I would dare say 30,000 people at least attend that. It is so well attended.
I didn't realize that.
Yes. I forgot the numbers Joanne gave me. As a matter of fact, I'll ask her. They're coming on to talk about it this week, but
And see,
or next week.
May 10th, or, you know, Mother's Day, it's not unbearably hot. It's not a million degrees outside.
Yes.
I mean, it's nice.
Yeah, I do not like to, I'm not a hot 95, 100 degree walk around at a festival. That's not me. But now this time of year, oh yes, that's perfect for sitting out there on the lawn and just listening to the music and
I
grab
think
you
the
some
weekend
food.
after this, I think it's the 18th, Bailey is hosting the Sweet Potato Festival.
I saw that.
Yeah, I
What
think this is like
that?
the third year that they
That's
have.
neat.
Yeah, and it has kind of grown. It's taken off. Well, I hate to say it, but I don't get to go to that either because it's always the same weekend as the Beach Music Festival.
Oh,
and I'm going.
yeah.
I love my hometown.
Yes.
I love Bailey, but I've got to go to the Beach Music Festival.
Yes.
So
Emerald Isle.
I can't say.
The
It's
one at
Atlantic
Emerald.
Beach.
Oh, the one at Atlantic Beach.
Years
Okay.
ago, it was the same weekend. Emerald Isle quit hosting it.
Oh,
And
they don't
Atlantic
host
Beach.
it anymore.
They do theirs now in late summer, fall, but it used to be
Okay.
in the 80s and 90s. It was in May. So Atlantic Beach picked it up.
Okay. Well, very good. They're always fun.
It is. It is.
That and the seafood festival is always fun.
See, I've never been to the seafood festival.
You need to get
Is
there.
it at Beaufort or is it Moorhead?
It's at Moorhead.
Okay. I've heard folks talk about it.
Yeah. It's a good thing. Okay, well, attend these events. I mean, people work hard. And next Saturday, don't forget, is the Bluegrass Festival in Nashville at the Junction, the Nashville Junction. Bluegrass Festival is called Bluegrass at the Junction. So they're going to have food trucks, just all kinds. It's a very family-friendly event. So you
And
can
that's
even bring
when?
your pets next Saturday.
Yeah, I need to check that out.
Yeah.
I think that would be. I love bluegrass music.
So we've got time to do maybe one or two. We'll see.
Let's see. This next one is from September 6th, 2017. James Earl Harper. James Earl Harper. Around 2:15 a.m., Rocky Mount Police was called after a passerby saw a man lying on the ground at the 500 block of Arrington Street in Rocky Mount. Upon arrival, they found James Earl Harper suffering from gunshot wounds. Mr. Harper had died of his injuries. Mr. Harper was walking to a 24-hour store near his home on Boone Street. His wallet was missing. He had no money on him. There were 2 different caliber shell casings found, indicating more than one suspect.
Wow. Well, here we go again. And bless his heart, he must have needed something, but he's walking to the store at 2:15 a.m. What do you really need at 2:15? What do you need?
I could wait.
I mean, I would be waiting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
So I just don't understand what he could have needed at 2:15 that cost him his life.
Yeah. That's.
And if you know anything, September of 17, fairly recent, more recent than some, James R. Harper. I mean, if you know anything, please, law enforcement would love to have the information. They would love to have a tip. And as we read earlier in an article, you are the eyes and ears of the community,
Mm-hmm.
for law enforcement.
You know, I live out on a 100-acre farm with no neighbors. I don't want to go outside my house at 2:15 in the morning and walk around and do nothing.
And I don't either.
I don't need anything that bad.
No, I don't either. So, anyway, all right. We can do probably one more.
Okay. All right. This next one here is from September 15th, 2017. Keenan Marshall Mercer. He was 21 years old at the time, riding his bike near 843 South Pine Street in Rocky Mount at around 9:40 a.m. when he was shot and killed. Shot and killed at 9:40 a.m. just riding his bicycle early in the morning, 843 South Pine Street in Rocky Mount.
Wow. Makes you wonder, was that somebody that knew him?
You know, that's where my mind goes to.
Because they say, you know, most crimes like this is somebody you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's just about always going to be somebody you know. Very few are random unless it is a home invasion or unless it is a robbery, but very few of them. Most of them are retaliation. Most of them are drug related. So anyway, if you know anything on behalf of this young boy, 21 years old, just riding his bicycle on Pine Street. Pine Street is off of Sunset Avenue, of course. Right over there. The old Ann's Donuts used to be on that street, if that rings a bell.
Okay.
But anyway, that's the street that it was on. So, well, that's all for today. We'll see you back next week. JP will with a guest. I'll be at the mayor's prayer breakfast, but JP will see you with somebody, whoever he comes up with. Why don't you bring your brother?
Which one, John or Jerry? We could have all 3 of us.
That would be fun.
Yeah, that would be
or
neat.
It would be fun or funny.
Yeah,
I don't know which.
It would definitely be different.
So anyway, all right. Well, make it a great day, everybody. We'll see you next week.